If you are considering making a move to the North Texas area, I'm talking more specifically North Dallas or maybe even the North Fort Worth side of North Texas, then this video is for you. In this video, we are going to go over 7 of the most popular cities that y'all reach out to us about. And that would be on the west side of North Texas. That would be Justin and Haslet, which is North Fort Worth. Then we've got Denton, Celina, Prosper, McKinney, and Frisco. I am Jennifer Fowler, and along with my husband, my partner, Brandon, we run a Fowler Realty team. Here in the North Texas area, we have people just like you reaching out to us all the time looking to make a move to the North Texas area. We absolutely love that. So if that's you and you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. All that info is in the description below. And make sure you like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know everything there is to know about living in North Texas. Okay, so let's take a deep dive into my computer on Google Maps and let's talk about 7 cities that are very popular here in the North Texas area. All right, so city number 1, we are going to talk about Justin, Texas. All right, so on the map, I have pulled up Justin, Texas. I'm gonna zoom out quite a bit so you can see where Justin is compared to Fort Worth and Dallas. Okay, so here is Dallas and then Fort Worth is over here. I'm surprised it doesn't say Fort Worth because it's such a big city. Oh, I'm trying to make, well, there's a Fort Worth Zoo, but anyway, Fort Worth is straight down I-35 west. And then back up here, you have Justin. So Justin is about 31 minutes, so 26 miles to Fort Worth. You can see there's some congestion going on right here. That's going to be pretty typical in this area of I-35. The really nice thing about I-35 West, and the reason why I keep calling it West is because we also have I-35 East over here, which takes you to Dallas. I-35 West does have an expressway open to both lanes along here as well. And that, if you're commuting to Fort Worth, or really even if you're commuting, you know, some people are living in this side of town and they're still commuting over here to Arlington, you know, Irving, things like that. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So Justin, Texas, like I said, is located on the west side of the North Texas area. So as you're looking at the map here, one thing I want you to notice is all this green space on the west side of North Texas. Whereas over here in Louisville, Flower Mound, Denton, over here in Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, and then really you've got Plano, Dallas. There's no green, okay? It is all built out. There's definitely a lot of new construction here in Prosper, but we'll get to that. So one thing I want you to notice about this area is all the land that's there. So what that tells you is this is where things are headed. So while there may be a lot of land, you're not really out in the country out here. The driving distances to many amenities and conveniences if you live in Justin is going to be the same as if you lived in Celina or Prosper or maybe even Frisco. I will say Justin though, they are still building out things like grocery stores and restaurants, but that is all coming. But the difference is when you're driving to the grocery store here in Justin, you're driving by land and cows, things like that, rather than building after building after building after building. So it can feel like you're out in the country. But every time someone comes into town and they're somewhat interested in this area, even though they're also looking over at Prosper and Celina, I bring them over here because the cost difference is pretty significant on the west side of North Texas than the east side. And yet you still get all the conveniences. So in Justin, you still have, you know, major amenities and retailers. Let's look up how far Costco is. If you live in Justin, because Costco is just everything. So it's gonna be right here. Okay, so if you live in Justin, you're a 24-minute drive to Costco, which let me tell you isn't bad because if you live over here in Denton, this is the Costco that you're going to. You're either going to the one here or you're going to the one in Louisville. So some cities in North Texas don't even have that. Let's see, what about, I know Walmart is important. So you would have to go a little further, so 24 minutes. And then Target, let's see, how far is Target if you live in Justin? There's gonna be more than one you can go to. So Justin is a little bit further out, but what you get for your money is so much more than if you were to live in a more congested area. And Justin is a very small town, and it's going to have that small town feel. It is Northwest ISD, so great school district there if you live in Justin, and you really are just a short drive to a lot of the things you need. The cost of living there is generally lower than the average, but it is rising due to its growth in that region. The current population of Justin is around 6,700 and rising. It's just simply a popular area for a lot of developers to come in, a lot of builders to come in, because it's really the only place here in North Texas to grow that is going to continue to take you south. Otherwise, you're going to have to grow up north, and right now, that's just not the most popular place to be. As of December 2023, the median home price for Justin was $475,000. So currently, let's say you're wanting to buy a new construction home in the Justin area, but that same builder is over in Prosper and Celina or Frisco, you're going to see a significant price difference, a lower price difference in Justin versus Frisco simply because of the location. I just took some clients to the Haslet, Justin area. We're gonna get to Haslet next recently. And because I love Perry homes, and the prices out there are less than if you were to live in, say, Frisco or Prosper. All right, city number 2 is Haslet, Texas. So Haslet is just south of Justin, a little bit more in the North Fort Worth area. Its current population is around 5,000. However, it's gonna feel much bigger than Justin because you are right in the middle of all the amenities, the shopping, Costco, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, restaurants. You're very close to the highway. Justin is close to the major highway as well, but Haslet is very close to a lot of major highways as well. Okay, so on our map, let's take a look at the city of Haslet. As you can see, it's outlined here in red. So Haslet is in this area right here compared to Fort Worth. Okay, there we go. So Haslet to Fort Worth. Let's actually see what the distance is to Fort Worth from Haslet. It's not going to be as far as Justin at all. So 23 minutes, not bad at all. And then to the DFW International Airport, you've got a, what is that right now? A 30-minute drive. So not long at all. 30 minutes from Haslet to the DFW airport, even though it's on the west side of town. Y'all, that is fantastic because the prices right now in Haslet, they're still less than if you lived in Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, or probably even Celina. So here's Justin. So I talked to you earlier about the city of Justin. So that's right here. And then Haslet is right here. Most of Haslet is going to, again, be in the Northwest ISD school district. So let's say you're living in Haslet and you need to go to Costco. This is the Costco I go to, and I live in Denton. So 15 minutes to Costco. I would absolutely love that. That would make me happy. Oh, by the way, Haslet is getting an HEB. So if you are from South Texas, you know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to HEB. So HEB is owned by Central Market, or Central Market is owned by HEB. I'm not sure who owns who, but they're both fantastic grocery stores. Central Market is like a bougie grocery store. Seriously, it really is. We don't have one close by, thank goodness, because that is just not in my budget to be shopping at Central Market. But they have like high-end food, if there is such a thing. They have it. Well, HEB is, you know, the same company, so it's going to be more like Kroger or Publix or Tom Thumb, but they're just a fantastic grocery store. I have been to HEB. There is one in Frisco. There is one coming to Prosper. But the west side of Texas is getting an HEB, and everybody is so excited about it. So that's another place that's coming soon because there's so much growth happening on this side of North Texas that we're seeing a lot of businesses want to build there. Okay, so back to the map. Let's see how close Target is to Haslet. It's not far, 14 minutes. Of course, that's going to depend on where in Haslet you live, but I just want to show you how convenient everything is, because you could live in like Dallas or Frisco and still take that long to get to Target or Walmart or the grocery store because of the traffic and things like that. So distance-wise, 6 miles, but is 14 minutes. But in Dallas, that could take you a lot longer. So Haslet is another great city to consider. It's not going to have that old town feel like Justin is going to have, or like Denton, downtown Denton, or downtown McKinney, or even Prosper and Celina. They have a really cool old downtown. So you're not going to see a lot of that in Haslet, but it's a great place to live, more cost effective, and everything's coming there. So you can see on the map here, there's a little bit more white up here than there is in the Justin area. So it's definitely more built out. Also, the Alliance Airport is over here. Really cool place. This is where they put on a lot of air shows. So you'll see jets flying by often. It's really cool. Such a great place to live. And you can see how convenient it is to I-35, to 820, and also 114 is up here. Puts you really close into South Lake or West Lake. So we've had several people who are working there in this area. And so honestly, they could live over here on this side, or they could live on this side. Either way, it's really just going to depend on not only your budget, but just your way of living. Some people want to be in that hustle and bustle, like really, really close to their neighbor and really close to their grocery store. And some people just want a little bit more room to breathe. And Haslet and Justin are definitely going to give you that. As of December 2023, the median home price for Haslet was $677, which is a 1.2% increase from the previous year. So while that is a higher price point than the next city we're going to talk about, which is Justin, it is still lower than areas like Westlake, Southlake, Frisco, and the places on the other side of North Texas. But we are seeing a lot of builders coming into Haslet, some absolutely beautiful communities. And what I love about that is, especially whenever I'm showing houses in the Haslet area, whenever I'm driving, it's just a lot of open land still. And I always tell my clients, especially, ones from New York or California who are used to a lot of congestion, I always tell them, don't be afraid. I haven't brought you out to the country to leave you here. It's just that the drive is a lot more open and the landscape is just a lot more beautiful than passing building after 15 minutes and getting to your destination. They're both the same amount of drive time, but one is just a much more beautiful drive with cows and horses and land, at least for now. I'm sure that will be changing because that area is growing fast. Okay, I hope you're still hanging with me. We have a couple more cities to go. So city number 3 is Denton, Texas. So Denton, Texas is really in what's called the Golden Triangle. In fact, our mall is called the Golden Triangle Mall because you've got Denton, Fort Worth, and Dallas. So it just makes that triangle. The current population of Denton is about 140,000. It has grown tremendously. What makes Denton unique, it's really kind of the culture hub of North Texas, to be honest with you. We have a very, very vibrant downtown. You're gonna see how eclectic it is if you're ever here. It is very eclectic. We've got a lot of one-off restaurants, brew pubs, wineries. Well, not necessarily wineries, but we do have Steve's Wine Bar, which is absolutely fantastic. The restaurants here are amazing. The people here are great. It's Denton ISD. We've got great schools. We've got great high schools that offer a lot of AP courses, just like all the cities that I'm going to talk to you about today. I know schools are super important to you. So just note that Northwest ISD, Denton ISD, Prosper, Celina, McKinney, Frisco, they're all going to offer an abundance of AP courses for your high schooler: sports, football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, swimming, tennis. I know I'm missing so much and I apologize, but all of that is here. So in Denton, we also have what's called LaGrone Academy, which is this really cool career training school for high schoolers, so they can take their regular courses alongside something like law enforcement or firefighting, cosmetology, culinary arts, nursing, computer coding, cybersecurity, welding, mechanics. Look, there's just a lot. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because that is super important, and I think we really need to be pushing those fields because they're great fields to work in. That not all of them require a college degree, and I think that is fantastic. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to go down that rabbit trail, but I just do think it's very important. So living in Denton, you are just as conveniently located to your Target, your Walmart, Kroger, grocery shopping as any of the other cities. So let's take a look on the map at where Denton is in relation to Dallas and Fort Worth. Okay, so as you can see, Denton is outlined in red on the map. So much bigger city than Justin and Haslet, where we just were. Okay, so Denton is here. You've got Justin here and Haslet here. All right, so they're not too far from each other. If you go down I-35 West, it'll take you from one to the next and then down to Fort Worth. Denton is also unique because it has two major universities and a very thriving community college. So we have UNT, which is University of North Texas, and we also have Texas Women's University, which is TWU, and North Central Texas College, which is NCTC. So we have all of that in this city, and that adds about, I would say, every year about 60,000 students to the city. So you can definitely tell when college is in session because the streets are a little bit more packed. And then, let's see, from May to September or mid-May to actually mid-August, it's just not quite as congested. But the traffic in Denton still does get pretty crazy at 5 and 6 o'clock in the evening. So Denton has about 3 Walmarts. We've got 2 Targets. In fact, Denton is about to have the largest Target in the area with an additional, I think, 25,000 square feet compared to super Targets. So I don't know what they're going to sell that requires another 25,000 square feet, but for some of y'all, I'm pretty sure that would be very exciting. And for others, you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, I can't even go in to buy a birthday card without spending $200. Now I'm really screwed if I go into that giant Target because I'm just going to spend even more. Well, that could happen. But we've got At Home, we've got Home Goods, Marshall's, TJ Maxx. We've got a couple of Kroger's, Albertsons. We've got a lot of grocery stores. So Denton is a big enough city to handle all of that. So no matter what area of Denton you're living in, whether it's South Denton, North Denton, East, West, everything you need is very, very conveniently located for you. Okay, so let's go back to the map when it comes to Denton because I do want to show you something. So, we've got Denton right up here, and then let's zoom out just a little bit in case you're not very familiar with Denton. So you've got Denton, Fort Worth, Dallas. I said it makes that golden triangle because you have the I-35 West that runs here and takes you to Fort Worth. There you go. Okay, I-35 East. It takes you to Dallas, which forms a nice triangle. But what I also wanted to show you, let's get rid of that, is Denton and the highway. So if you live in North Denton, it's going to take you sometimes 12 minutes or so just to get to the highway, I-35. And sometimes same for I-35 West. So if you are a commuter and you are commuting to, let's say, Irving or Dallas every day, then for you, I'm going to put a place that I know of in South Denton. This is a great community, by the way, in South Denton. I love it, love it, love it. So let's say you needed to go to Irving if you lived here. Let's see how long it would take you. So of course, right now it is about, what time is it? It's about 1:20 in the afternoon. So you never know what's going to happen with traffic. But this is South Denton, okay? And it's a 45-minute drive to Irving. Now, if you live in North Denton, in fact, I know, let's put in a school that I know is in North Denton right here. So, an extra 10 minutes. So it just depends, 10, 12 minutes just to get to the highway. So if you're considering making a move to Denton and you are commuting to Irving or Dallas every day or Arlington, then you might want to consider the South Denton area just for proximity to the highway because it can shave off at least 10 to 15 minutes of your commute. That's both ways. So that's up to half an hour of your day times 5 days a week, that could be pretty significant. So Denton, just like all the other cities, has a lot of parks and recreation, a lot of things to do. We're also not located too far from a couple of lakes. So let's take a look on the map where some lakes are compared to Denton. Okay, so let's get rid of this and this. So we already know where Denton is. Okay, it's right here. So I know water is important to some people. So I wanted to show you how close Ray Roberts is to Denton. So not too far, about half an hour. And again, that's going to depend on where you are in Denton. This is taking you from the center of Denton. If you live in North Denton, it's not going to take you quite as long. But this is actually going to take you to a really cool little beach area that is at Ray Roberts. It's really, you can bring a picnic out there, go hiking, things like that. But I just wanted to show you that we do have lakes around for camping, fishing, boating, kayaking. There's also Lake Louisville, all right, which is very close as well. Depending on where you are in Denton, 20 minutes. So not far at all. Another great lake. Now it's not as quiet and peaceful as Ray Roberts, as you can see, but there's so much to do there. And then I want to show you something really cool that is in the area, and that's called Little Elm Beach. And I've talked about this on a lot of my videos because we have a beach. Who knew? But so Denton's here, and then Little Elm Beach is about 26 minutes away. So not too far also from places like Celina or Prosper as well. See, here's Prosper, Celina, and you've got Little Elm Beach. So yes, we have beautiful areas of North Texas. Don't let people tell you that there's absolutely nothing to do outside, because there's plenty to do. And in fact, in a lot of these places, you can't even do biking and hiking. I have done that. I will not do it again. I've done it 3 times. I'll just stick to doing CrossFit. I don't need to do the hiking and biking on those trails. Hiking, yes. Biking, no. I don't need to do that anymore. Okay, on to city number 4, which is Prosper, Texas. And let's go ahead and do Prosper and Celina kind of in one, because they are right on top of each other. So you've got Prosper and Celina, and everything is really kind of going up that way. So we'll do those two together, even though I'll give you some statistics on both of them. The current population of Celina is around 50,000, and it's growing at a rate of around 19%. Y'all, that is crazy. So that is definitely driving up the prices there. We talked about Justin and Haslet and the prices there. Well, you take those same houses and you put them in Prosper and Celina, and they're going to cost more. So in January 2024, Prosper experienced a 19% increase in home prices. The median home price for Prosper is $905,000. What I forgot to tell you about Denton is their median home price is $382,000, which is a 7% increase. But Prosper, 13% increase. I'm not sure if I said 13%. I meant to say 13% earlier. So 13.8% increase in home price with a median home price of $905,000. The median home price for Celina is around $609,000 and rising. All right, so let's take a look on the map where Prosper and Celina are located in relation to Frisco and Dallas. Okay, so Prosper is outlined here in red, as you can see. Then let's really quickly, let's take that away and let's look at Celina. Celina has a odd shape compared to Prosper. It's just this rectangle, and then Celina is kind of all over the map, literally. The projected population for Celina in the future, I told you it's currently around 50,000, is 300,000, and Prosper is not going to be any different. Their population is already exploding. So like I said, Denton's population is 140, and they're predicted for this to be at 300,000. That is absolutely bananas. That's crazy. But let's take a look at where Celina and Prosper are located. So you've got Celina here, Prosper here, then you've got Frisco to south, and then Dallas here. Very, very popular place to live because it's just a straight shot to Dallas and the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Let's take a look at that, because if you are a commuter, let's just go ahead and put Celina, because we know that anything further south is just going to be closer. So let's look at the DFW International Airport. The drive currently is 49 minutes, depending on traffic. So if you live in Prosper or Frisco, it's just going to be that much closer to you. So not much of a different drive than it is from Denton, even though Celina is a little further south. it's because this drive just isn't going to be as congested as wonderful I-35, which is always crazy. So Celina and Prosper both have amazing school districts. You've got Celina ISD and Prosper ISD. You do want to make sure though that, especially living in Celina, that if you want your child or your student to be going to Celina ISD, that you make sure that that's what you're zoned for, because there are some neighborhoods in Celina where they are actually zoned for Prosper ISD instead of Celina ISD. So I always say, if the specific school is extremely important to you, always, always, always make sure about that. So there are many, many, many conveniences. Let's see, let's take Celina away and let's open up the gates of Prosper, because this is where you're going to do a lot of your shopping, is right here in this area. As you can see, they've got Gloria's, which is an amazing Latin cuisine restaurant. Love, love, love. Sephora. So lots of shopping. TJ Maxx, Olive Garden, Starbucks. You're going to have Walmart and Target. Costco is coming to the area. There is an HEB in Frisco, which is the amazing grocery store that I talked about. There's plenty of things to do here in Prosper and Celina. I wanted to talk a little bit about both of those cities. They both have an historic downtown area. In fact, we have a video about Prosper. We have a video about Celina. Also have a whole video about Denton, because what I love about these cities is their downtown areas. They're old, but they're fantastic. They've got restaurants and shopping and boutiques. So you get a little bit of the old mixed in with the new when it comes to Celina and Prosper. So definitely go back and check out those videos, because if you're a fan of living in a town where there's some history to it with the old shops still there, then these are two great towns to consider. But just take note about the median home price. The cost of living is going to be higher, especially when it comes to home prices, but they have fantastic schools, great location compared to Dallas and the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And also, you're not that far from the new PGA Golf Tour and the Universal Studios that is coming to Frisco. And city number 6 is Frisco, Texas. Frisco is definitely becoming the most popular city in North Texas, if not all of Texas, to live in. It's really just kind of considered its own little metroplex. You've got Dallas, Fort Worth, and now Frisco. In fact, I would consider Prosper and Celina suburbs of Frisco rather than suburbs of Dallas. But Frisco is definitely considered an upscale suburb of Dallas. It is known for its affluence. It has great shopping. You've got so many places to shop. Oh my goodness, you have Stonebriar Mall. You've got shops at Legacy, Frisco Square, the shops at Starwood. There's a large range of dining, retail, and luxury experiences as well in Frisco. And don't forget, we've got PGA, which is now in Frisco, and Universal Studios. And of course, you're going to have Costco, Target, Walmart. We now have an HEB, so all of that is very convenient. Frisco is pretty built out in that way, so you're not traveling long distances to get where you need to go. And of course, it's got a great proximity to Dallas as well, so if you're a commuter, it's not going to be too far. But let's take a look on the map of where Frisco is, where it is in relation to Dallas, Fort Worth, and the airport. Okay, so now we are in the map and you can see Frisco, and I never did mention the population of Frisco. The population currently in Frisco is a little over 236,000. That's up 16% since 2020. So obviously it's growing very, very well. So here is Frisco right here. You can see it outlined in red, and then you've got Dallas, Irving, and Fort Worth. So we have a lot of commuters that live in Frisco. And they, are commuting to Dallas, so not a far drive at all. Okay, let's go back on the map to Frisco, and let's see how far the commute is from Frisco to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Okay, so currently you've got a 28-minute drive from Frisco to the airport. Not bad at all. It was about 45 minutes from Prosper and Celina, so a much nicer commute here. However, it still has a high cost of living. The current median home price for Frisco is $642. That's definitely a lot less than the $905,000 that we saw in Prosper. So there's a pretty big difference there. Although there are some pockets of Frisco where that home price, you're definitely gonna see it and feel it. There's a new community in Frisco called the Fields or Fields of Frisco. And those houses definitely are a lot higher than your average home in Frisco. But it is nice to see that the median home price is considerably lower than Prosper at $905,000. And just like most cities here in the North Dallas area, Frisco definitely offers a lot of activities, whether that's for your family, your kids, or just for yourself. There's plenty of sports complexes, parks, places to go, things to do. There's nightlife in Frisco. You can shop and dine for days. So that's something that Frisco definitely offers a lot of. The proximity to Dallas isn't bad at all. So if you wanted to go to Dallas for date night, that's a quick and easy drive as well. So you can see why Frisco is a very, very popular place to live, but it is very populated. I mean, at that, 236,000 and growing. You're not gonna have a lot of space that you're gonna have on the other side, the west side in Justin and Haslet. And last but not least, we're gonna talk a little bit about McKinney, Texas. McKinney, Texas is just east of Prosper and Celina. So you've got Denton, Prosper, and McKinney. So great city. To me, it's similar to Denton, but without the universities. You've got an amazing historic downtown in McKinney with so much shopping and dining. They've also got a lot of cultural events and just yearly events as well. And one thing that I do want to say about Denton, Prosper, Celina, McKinney, and I'm sure Frisco as well, but for sure those cities is they offer a lot of cool annual events, from holiday events like 4th of July, Christmas, things like that, to Jazz Fest or, Halloween events. Those cities, especially when you have a city that has a downtown area like some of the ones I talked about, there's always going to be a lot of festivals and events offered, and McKinney is no different in what they offer. So McKinney has a current population of around 217,000, which is up 10% since 2020. So they're growing at a pretty steady rate, not quite as rapidly as Frisco and Prosper, but they are still a growing, thriving city. So as of January 2024, the McKinney median home price is around $505,000, which is about a 5.2 increase from the previous year. Once again, just like all the other cities that we've talked about, they have great schools in McKinney ISD for your student to choose from. Several high schools, obviously a lot of middle schools and elementary schools, but once again, if you're going to choose to live anywhere, make sure you know what school your student is zoned to go to. Okay, so let's take a look on the map where McKinney is located in North Texas. All right, so we've got McKinney pulled up on the map. It is outlined here in red. So as you can see, McKinney is a pretty big city. It's got a lot of space here, kind of like Denton and Celina, how Celina was kind of all over the place. But great city. I absolutely love McKinney. I love to visit there and go to their historic downtown because it's just such a fun place to go. Great, great city. But let's zoom out a little bit so we can see where McKinney is in comparison to Dallas. You've got Fort Worth over here. So just a straight shot down 75. And then you can see also on the map, let's zoom in just a little bit. So you can see that McKinney is really close to Prosper, Frisco, and there's other little cities along the way here, like Fairview is a great place. They've got some beautiful, gorgeous houses there. But what I like about Fairview is while they do have, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million homes, if you put that house over here in Celina or Prosper, it's probably gonna raise the cost a little bit. While we're looking on the map, it's not just about Frisco, Prosper, Denton, and things like that, and McKinney, but there's these little towns around here that can help to bring the costs down, but yet you're still in the same proximity to all the great amenities and shopping that the big name cities are as well. So if you live in McKinney and you're needing to commute to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, then that's about a 35 minute drive, depending on traffic and depending on where you live in McKinney. So not bad at all if you are commuting to Dallas, to the airport. And then, like I said, you've got Dallas not too far. A lot of people are working in Irving, and you've got also South Lake and West Lake over on this side as well. So not too bad of a commute. It's a great little city to be a part of. Like I said, it's just east of Prosper and Denton as well. And you've got Justin here, Haslet, and Frisco. So these are all the cities that we have talked about today. They're all great places to live, but they all have very different vibes, very different cultures, just like any city anywhere in America is going to have. They're all going to be a little bit different and offer something different at different price points as well. If you've got any questions about anything that I've talked about today, please reach out to me. You can call me or email me. We would love to go over all the differences that these cities have and show you homes in these cities as well. And like I said, we've got videos about Denton, Prosper, Celina. So make sure you go back and take a look at those videos, and we'll see you on the next one.